Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of ages, non-binaries, and transgenders, because we don't discriminate. This is the Ultra Heelz Wrestling Podcast, live from Bravery Studios, Bravery up. Cliff, New Jersey. Bravery up. I am Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior, always and forever, on his worst behavior. Mr. DM, find me in your mama's DMs. Why? Because I'm trying to leave your mom a baby, nobody can stop me. And the OG, the triple OG, that talks all the shit.
Yeah, it's your boy Alex motherfucking Hill, the original fucking shit talker. And today's gonna be a little different because, you know, I paid a bitch to the cross space, leave me in the cross space, but today I'm about to be super blunt because I got a lot to say about wrestling because the way I've been feeling, oh boy, I don't give a fuck about this shit.
And the man that doesn't push, the man that doesn't always push buttons, but when he does push buttons, he pushes all the buttons. Mr. Noe Marv.
What up, Ultra Heelz?
How you living, Noe Marv?
Living Mondo Righteous, brother.
Bravery up.
This Boston Market pink lemonade / Sprite mix is hitting.
I fucks with Boston Market, bro. I'm surprised more people don't. I fucks with it.
A lot of people don't like their food.
I love Boston Market.
A lot of people really don't like it.
I don't know why.
A lot of people like it. I can tell you why. Because when you go from state to state, going to different Boston Market, their food is prepared almost the same, but it tastes different depending on where you go. Because eating in New Jersey, eating down here, it's two different things, right? Like,
really?
If you get meatloaf, if you get the meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and mac and cheese in Jersey, it tastes good. You get down here, the macaroni and cheese tastes bland. The mashed potato tastes like they watered down. It's different, bro. Every state you go into, that's why people don't like it. It don't taste the same everywhere you go.
I know people here in Jersey that don't like it either, though. But I don't know. I love that shit.
Honestly, to me, it's the closest thing to home cooked food.
Word. Get that rotisserie chicken.
Word. It's just a flavor you can't duplicate with anything anywhere else. I don't care how you cook a chicken; it just will not taste the same.
And they keep going bankrupt. I'm scared they're gonna go out of business.
Oh, word?
Yeah, they've gone bankrupt like 3 times already.
Shit.
Like first, I think McDonald's brought them, then some other company brought them, and they keep selling them because they're not selling. I don't know.
That's weird.
It'd be like that, yeah. Business. But yeah. You thinking about it?
Oh.
You was in the Boston Market those days.
Yeah. Did y'all see all this stuff that Disney's supposed to be putting out in the next couple years?
Yo, Disney took a nuclear dump on everything
yes.
yesterday. And it happened right after Malcolm's podcast.
All the Marvel stuff.
Talk about it.
All the Star Wars stuff that's coming out. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Pixar stuff, Disney Plus stuff, fucking other projects they're working on, other movies they're working on, casting other motherfuckers and shit. Bro, it was so much. I just said, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I started looking at that shit today. I was like, bro, I can't keep up right now, and I don't want to keep watching this. I'm just gonna watch this shit later.
Yo,
well, it was so much. I don't even know. Like YouTubers ain't even able to do the reaction videos and the.
It'd be like a 2-hour reaction video.
Yeah, like it's so
much.
One
YouTuber I know online was reacting to Falcon and Winter Soldier, and you could hear in the background they were still going. He said, "I'm trying to do these as fast as I can while the shit is coming out, so you can hear it in the background." Yo. I said, "Damn, bro, he is working hard as he can."
We got Commissioner Kelvin in chat. What up, good people? It's Commissioner Kelvin, Mr. Tell It Like It Is, Mr. No Gimmick Necessary. You catch me on the IG World Wrestling Observer and RIP Zeus.
Yeah,
yo, Tiny, bro.
Tiny.
You guys believe that?
Debo.
Shit? Tiny Lester.
We lost him, and we also lost the girl that played in Dabs with Holly Berry. She was also in Friday too.
Facts,
that chick that met Smokey. We lost both of them in without even not even a full week yet. Because she died sometime this week too.
Yeah, I remember seeing her post. I saw the Lester shit. I was like, wow.
Hey man, Pop's tripping. He told me to ask for my bike back. What bike?
Man, you know the Beast Cruiser. Oh, that bike.
Tiny
it's
had
over here.
Yo, Tiny had a fucking career and a half, bro. He was the president in what's that Bruce Willis movie? In space?
Oh,
Fifth Element.
Yeah.
He was the president in Fifth Element, bro.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Tiny did it all.
What sucks so bad is the simple fact that him and Chris Tucker was the best of friends. They went to the same church, and Chris Tucker hasn't posted anything yet because I think he more hurt than anybody.
I bet. Chris Tucker is a very religious person right now. So
what's up, George?
George F in the chat.
I didn't even see Ice Cube post anything yet either.
Well, Ice Cube need to go back and finish last Friday. That's what he needs to do. I've been waiting on that for the last 15 years.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do without half the cast there? Like, I don't.
Well, if it's gonna be called Last Friday, it needs to be like a flashback style prequel.
Oh,
that's my theory of how the movie should go. Because if it's called Last Friday, yes, it's going to be the last movie, but then the order of the way the words work, it should be the first one. It should tell stories from them.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
It can be current day them, but everything they talk about is a flashback.
Oh,
yeah,
just get a bunch of young actors to do the stories.
It could be Chris Tucker and fucking Ice Cube just sitting on a porch talking about the shit when they first got together as friends. When they first met Debo, all the people, like way before next Friday next, it could literally be a prequel of them just reminiscing about shit, and at the end they could just RIP everybody that's gone that wasn't in the movie no more.
Exactly.
I don't know. I can't pick. I think Chris Tucker don't want to do that kind of stuff no more, though.
But again, he doesn't even have to be in most of the movie. He's just going to sit on the porch for the opening scene and the closing scene.
That's true.
That's it.
That's true. I don't know. He seems like he's not on that wave.
Or it could be like at a funeral. They all came to our funeral to reminisce.
If it's Debo's funeral, that'd be good. Like, actually not.
Well,
good.
The fact that he actually died.
I'm gonna say, you know what would happen? It would be Pop's funeral. It'd be his father's funeral.
Yeah.
He probably throw it out like Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac guy died or something, or he moved away, or they talk about like how Debo finally ran up on somebody and they finally got rid of him. It could be something like that. I know WWE posted something about him, about Tiny being gone. And I said, wow, WWE said something about it. Shit, they talk about him since he's been in there since the golden era of WWE.
Yeah, your mic changed, Alex. I think it changed to your cell phone mic or something.
No, it's still my Bluetooth mic.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
And speaking of Tiny Lester and his wrestling career, let's get into wrestling because this was an action-packed week. Every promotion was on fire. There's something to talk about from everywhere, except Ring of Honor. I don't have Ring of Honor notes. That's the only place I don't have notes from for today. I guess we'll start with War Games. What did you think about the women's War Game match?
I thought it was entertaining as hell. I kind of like, said I expect a lot from the men's War Games because we already seen so many of them at this point. But the women War Games, I expect for them to steal the show. And to me, every time they get in that ring and they start doing some crazy out shit, I feel like they steal the show because it's something you don't really see women doing a lot in wrestling. You see the independent circuit a lot, but you don't see it in WWE a lot. Like you don't see hardcore matches with them. You don't really see cage matches with them. If they're girly cage matches. They're not really hardcore unless you got like Sasha fighting Charlotte or somebody from the Four Horsewomen. Out of that, their matches look so dull. But NXT, when it comes to the women matches, bro, and especially that War Game, I enjoyed the fuck out of that whole entire thing.
It's like I had a love-hate relationship with this match. It was really good, but at the same time, it was a little too much for me. Like Io Shirai jumping off the top of the cage in a trash can.
Well, it's Io Shirai. Like, we already saw her do the fucking moonsault. She can't keep doing that shit over and over. That shit gets old real quick.
Let's see. What else? Whatchamacallit? Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher was my favorite match.
Oh, was it?
That was my favorite match.
Oh, my favorite match of the night was NXT title. I didn't expect Leon Ruff to be such a main card player in that match to make that match go the way it did. I thought they were just going to destroy him and push him to the side, and it was just going to be Gargano and Damian Priest the whole match.
Since they started using him, he's held his own in every match he's been in. Yeah, he might look like a joke, but he's not.
Hell, since he won the title, that night he won the title, he proposed to his girlfriend. Is actually that black chick that's actually the referee for NXT.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna since I don't want to spoil the big surprise, but since I watched a little Impact this week, I would almost compare Leon Ruff to like Rich Swann.
Basically, he just 100 pounds less than him, and that's soaking wet.
And Rich Swann is already small.
That makes it more scary.
Yeah. I did not like Dexter Lumis and Cameron. Well, let me not say I didn't like it. They didn't use the strap itself that much for the match.
I like these two fighting. I just don't care for how many matches they keep putting them in. They're starting to feel like Bray Wyatt versus Randy or Randy versus John Cena. It seems like they're the only two people that they can feud against each other at this point.
Mm-hmm. And then the main event, the men's War Games team for the brand, Pat McAfee, the tanned teddy bear, Pete Dunne, and Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch took on the Undisputed Boys. I always mess up Undisputed Era. But anyway, Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly kicked the match off. They reignited their match from last week, which was the qualifying match for the team to get the advantage. And this match just got better and better and better by the minute.
It did, especially with McAfee doing that senton off the top of the cage. I said, this motherfucker is actually a better wrestler than some motherfuckers that's on the main roster that they have hope for.
That's the crazy thing. Like, back when he had his first match with Adam Cole, we said that, like, he's walked in the door and he's probably better than half the people that have been training there for like a year plus.
Did you see him on his podcast?
Oh yes, he was selling the injury the next day because he wore a neck brace.
Yeah, he wore the hell out of that neck brace. He wore the neck brace. Said he couldn't wear sneakers. He wore sandals because he think his toe is broken and his back is still killing him. He is still waiting on results for his back. And you hear the people in his studio like, "Damn, are you okay?" Like, "Yeah, I'll be fine, but I'm going to have to power through it." Somebody posted on YouTube, not YouTube. Somebody posted on Instagram and said, "Hey, the guys in the back, they're right creative, can learn from this and learn how to keep some shit kayfabe even when they leave."
Yes, it's that simple. Because who was it? Brandy. Okay, remember how Brandy had the thing with Jade Cargill like 2 weeks ago, and she quote unquote broke her arm, and then this week on Dynamite she had an arm in a sling. But the last 2-3 episodes of a shot of Brandy on YouTube, her arm is perfectly fine. That's not keeping kayfabe.
I know.
Anyway, back to Pat McAfee. He was talking about his back hurting on his podcast. Somehow, when he did the senton off the cage, he missed everybody and just landed straight on the mat.
He did. I saw it. I was
like, how do you miss that many people and just land on the mat? But hey, he took it like a champ.
Well, I'm about to say, well, it wasn't the fact that he missed, the fact that they was there, and when they all failed, they fell and spread it apart. So he had nothing to really catch his fall. It fucking made it more crazy.
Yeah, but he took it like a champ though. So props to him.
He's like, you can tell right now, WWE, they gonna try to use him as much as they can when they can now at this point. Mm-hmm. He put on a good ass show every time at this point now. Still don't like the motherfucker for, personal reasons to me, but that motherfucker, like I said, he can wrestle. It's fucking so fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's jump over to the highlight of the week. As I said, I watched Impact. I watched Impact probably for the first time in like 3 years live, the whole show. And I'm not saying I was pleasantly surprised because just the little bits and pieces that I do watch, I like Impact. The way they've built themselves from going out of business 5-6 different times in the last 5-6 years.
It's like they go out of business every other week.
And to no surprise, this week's episode of Impact was the highest viewed Impact in the current regime. While I was watching, because I watched on Twitch, every couple of minutes I would just hit the stream to see how many viewers there were. The most I saw was 34.6 thousand viewers on Twitch. They typically average like I think like 18,000 on Twitch a week. So they basically doubled in one night.
It was great. It was great watching it. It was also was great watching it, but somebody online said watching Kenny Omega show up was it wasn't. I gotta put it. It wasn't as pleasing as they thought it was going to be, and I said it was for him to appear up there. It wasn't for him to come up there and wrestle and get in the ring. It was just to show that he was going to Impact, like he said, and he was showing up with the belt. That's all it was supposed to be.
Basically, the purpose for him being there is to bridge the gap and open up that relationship for whatever they're going to do in the future. However, during the interview itself, when Don Callis was talking, awesome. When Kenny Omega talked, he got off track a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Because
I'm happy to see that Kenny Omega with the shades on. I'm happy to see the cleaner Kenny Omega, not the AEW video game Omega. Those are two different guys. I was okay with it. But the thing that made me happy the most on Impact was AEW president showing up for a pay advertisement and the shit that he was saying.
Oh yes, the
best of the
little scene with Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone, that was hilarious.
He said, I could have stopped him. I could have said he breached a contract. I could have filed an injunction, but I'm not, because why would I? He's like, but he said, Don, you was here before. You drink a cup of coffee in TNA. How did you like it? He was like, I did a show one night and I quit the business for 18 years. He said, I'm happy I'll bring you back. He's like, but I am. He said, but I did hear rumors of me being interested in Tennessee, and they saying I might buy Impact. I might do it. And I'm like, yo, if he did buy Impact, I still would. I would find that to be the best thing ever for them.
Well, if Daddy bought Impact, because Tony Khan doesn't actually have money, his dad has all the money. But anyway,
yeah, just like how Shane so-called bought WCW, his dad got all the money.
Well, that was kayfabe. In AEW world, they want everybody to think Tony Khan's the one with the money. He's not. It's his dad. Anyway, pleasant surprise. Well, here is the pleasant surprise. The main event of Impact. It was the Hurt Business versus like the Street Profits, or the Hurt Business versus the New Day. It was an all-black cast. It was Moose and Chris Bay versus Rich Swann and Willie Mack. And that was a solid tag team match, putting two different feuds together, and you had the weird dynamic of Chris Bay and Moose, because Moose kept hitting Chris Bay in the middle of the match, but he used it as a move, as an offensive move against the other team. So it was just brilliant.
It was. And somebody online also said that we haven't had two African-American wrestlers wrestle for a title or anything like that
on a pay-per-view.
Since the Rock and Booker T.
Yes.
Yeah, Rock and Booker T. And that's 20 years.
Yeah, the only all-black pay-per-view main event has been the Rock and Booker T. And this coming Sunday, Saturday, at Final Resolution, it will be Chris Bay versus Rich Swann.
I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them to main event. I'm happy that Rich Swann is champion. I'm happy that Impact is going a different route from WWE, AEW. Always, I'm happy they're switching gears to a whole other way, instead of having, no offense, a white wrestler go around and always be champion, and having them have the main event. You giving African Americans another chance to show that the wrestling world is different, and they can actually prove that they can actually wrestle as best as anybody else out there. And sadly, I'm going to watch the hell out of that match. I don't give a fuck if that shit is bad. I don't give a fuck they botch everything. I'm watching it just to support the motherfuckers going at it.
Yep. I'll catch it Sunday morning, because I work Saturday night as usual. So, but yeah, I will definitely at least watch that match from Final Resolution. There was also the little segment on Impact where Rich Swann was walking backstage. He was trying to go out into the parking lot, and security stopped him, and he's like, you're not allowed in the parking lot. He was like, why? The champ is out there. And then Rich Swann tells him, no, I'm the world champion. And then Josh Matthew walks up. He's like, can I go in the parking lot? Like, yeah, are you on the list? He's like, yeah, I have an interview with the world champion, AEW world champion Kenny Omega. And the security guard let him go. That was a nice little comedy scene.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't over the top like WWE have their over the top fucking try to be funny but ain't funny scenes.
So does that mean a champion versus champion match, Kenny Omega versus Rich Swann, or potentially
It could happen.
or potentially Chris Bay if he wins.
Look, it could happen because don't forget, Kenny Omega is still Triple A Lucha heavyweight champion, and now he's AEW heavyweight champion.
Yep.
So if we do have a match with either Chris Bay or Rich Swann and win that belt, he technically has become the cleaner again just by winning belts in 3 different promotions.
What if he then goes after Moose and takes the TNA championship?
There'll still be 3 champions in 3 different promotions. There'll be one guy that can say he run around with 3 belts, 3 different promotions that are all on TV.
Yep. What other match was on that show that I really liked?
Did you like the tag team women match?
Oh yes. Actually, there was a couple of Tyra Valkyrie and Rosemary beat Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly. Since I haven't watched Impact in so long, I forgot Tyra Valkyrie had cakes like that.
She got a whole bakery back there, bro.
Man.
Yes.
But besides
the right
that,
sound bite for that.
But besides that, they put on a hell of a match.
They did.
And as
you know, it's really funny. Like, you know, it's really funny. I understand WWE is trying to do the whole no crowd thing here and there.
Yeah.
It's like even with the Little Thunderdome, it's not the same.
No, it's not.
That fake audience noise of cheering and booing and shit is
gets
annoying as hell.
Yes, absolutely.
And AEW with their real fans, you know, here and there, and some of their wrestlers, it makes it feel more better. But Impact, without a single person in there besides the people that's wrestling and the crew, I don't give a fuck nobody say, bro. They put on a better show without nobody being there.
Mm-hmm. And the COVID laws or policies or whatever in Tennessee are very strict. There's only a certain amount of people allowed in the building during taping. Like, if you have a match, you're not allowed to come in the building until it's time to tape your match. You have to go wait out in the parking lot or go in your trailer and hang out. So it's like the referee, it's a couple medical people, it's a couple camera guys, and the people in the match. That's it. And everybody else has to be outside.
You know, it's funny. That makes it more better though, because like I said, how can I put this in a good, you know, a good term without me being a dick? Or do I not care? I don't care.
You don't care.
So I feel like Undertaker will be an old school if you can tell a story without nobody being there and put on a good match without nobody being there. To me, that makes you an elite wrestler, because that means that you can perform anywhere in front of anyone and still get them a show like you're on the main roster of WWE, and it can still be entertaining as hell. And I commend Impact Wrestling every time they throw a show out there, especially when they're on the mic and they get to go out there and cut promos. I think that's like the coolest thing ever, because when they cut their promos, you don't hear them stutter. You don't hear them try to rethink their words. You don't see them doing a second take or, we got to cut this from another angle like WWE do. No, everything is done live.
Yep.
Everything is done legit, and everything is done as real as it can be. And I find it to be that if you can't do that in the real wrestling business, you at this point right now, you use your second rate. Period.
And you would think with the budget of WWE and all the quote unquote training they do, that people would get that, but they don't. And I think it's, as we always talk about, it's overproduction. They want to. They micromanage everything the wrestlers do, that they know they can't be themselves within their character, and that's why everything comes off so bland.
Yeah, it seriously does. Like it comes off like WWE cutting their promos and doing this shit. Like you would think NXT, you have to do a promo class in front of people. Or you got to do it in front of Dusty, or you got to do it in front of William Regal, but you got to pretend like you're in front of like 10,000 people to cut a promo, and you got to pretend like what you're saying is the shit is going to get you to the next level. And some of them can't do that at all. Right. Even with the crowd there, they still can't do it.
Yep.
Like some of their promos, some people are just trash. Like Randy's good at it, Drew's good at it. We all know Paul Heyman is the veterans. He don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, like he's gonna be. Keith Lee can probably do it, but WWE is not going to let him talk on the mic, even though on the mic, Keith Lee speaking about his limitless self and shit that he can do and making it seem like more of a preacher role than anything else is the most greatest thing ever on NXT. But on the main roster, he just made him another big guy that don't do shit.
Yeah. Now, I have one criticism of Keith Lee. He's very articulate. He has a presence when he speaks, but he's not intimidating. For him to be that big, I guess he needs to do something to be more intimidating when he speaks. When he wrestles, fine, he's intimidating. But when he's delivering a promo, it's not there.
No, but the thing about it is, you don't want him to be intimidating, because if you do, then that's what Umaga, Yokozuna, Undertaker, Kane. That's the same thing everybody's got. For him to be big as he is, he don't need to be intimidating, because all you're gonna do is second guess. Oh, he's a big guy. All he's gonna be is strong. Till he start doing hurricanranas, moonsaults, jumping over top rope. For him to be in the ring, his presence doesn't give him a being intimidating. But when the match starts, he makes people second guess their self on how good he is, and makes him intimidating to them, and make them want to second guess themselves wrestling him again. And I like that, for that being his persona for him, because you got to think about it. He's 300 pounds. What 300 pounds do you see that can do a moonsault besides Vader?
Nah, Kevin Owens is like 270. I was going to say Kevin Owens, but
yeah, like 300 pounds do moonsault, or 300 pounds jump over the top rope going outside the ring. That rope is like what, 5'6", 5'7"? He's just a little bit above it, and he can clear it like ricocheting them. Like if I got in a ring with him, I wouldn't be intimidated too. But once he started doing shit like that, I'd be like, bro, I gotta second guess myself for this big dude to do this shit. He's like a luchador mixed with a Brock Lesnar. That's a weird combination of a guy.
Yeah,
especially after watching his WWE 24. That shit makes him. His WWE 24 makes him look a lot better.
I missed Kelvin's comment from a couple of minutes ago. Can we put Tyra Valkyrie in the best cakes category in wrestling? Absolutely.
Absolutely. She's in the top 5, but he's in the top 5. But we all know Tara Strong is going to be number 1.
Toni Storm, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, she's gonna be number 1 because the cakes on her is beyond cake. She got a cake business. She worked for Little Debbie behind it.
Bailey's in there.
Yeah, Bailey always gonna be in there.
What's that chick from NXT? Brandy? No, what?
Toni Storm.
Is it Toni Storm?
Yeah, the one we were talking about a couple weeks ago, Toni Storm.
Yeah,
the Australian chick.
It would go like this. It would go Toni Storm. It would go Bailey. It would go Bailey. It would go what do you call it for Impact? And then it would go, what's that chick? The black chick name just got signed to AEW. Oh,
Jade Cargill.
Yeah, she would be number 4. I don't know who would be number 5, but those are the top 4 right now in wrestling. I'm telling you, if they sold some cupcakes, I would buy like $200 worth.
Kelvin just reminded me, you forgot your girl Faye Jackson.
Oh no, I'll never forget Faye Jackson. Faye Jackson of the ball game. That's not cake. That's not cake. Okay, that right there is a whole smorgasbord of snacks. You understand me? That is the leader of the Creep show, and I finally found where I could buy the jersey, and it's sold out.
Oh,
but I could buy the T-shirt though.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm about to say, she sent me the link, so she sent me the link. I'm all for it.
Nice.
I asked her once, she hit me up immediately and sent me the link and said, "Here it go." And I was like, "Hey, that's all I wanted. I just wanted the link for a shirt."
Okay, back to Keith Lee. Did you see the article that came out today about Dave Meltzer reported that Vince is upset with Keith Lee, Otis, Mace, aka Dio Madden, Dabba-Kato, and Big Omos. He says that they need to be retrained for ring work.
No, because like I said, if you watch W24, his match with Randy, when he went in the back, Vince actually put the headset down, got up, gave that man a hug, punched him in the arm, and said, "Listen here, you can be the next big thing, and I see it in you." Vince was giving him praise like he was Brock Lesnar all over again.
Yep.
So Vince have high hope for him. So I believe that everybody else the names are said. I believe, they might need some ring work or something.
Yeah, but not Keith Lee.
Vince is so behind him. Like Vince is so behind him. Yeah, think about it. This is Keith Lee. Okay, this little sidebar. Watching W24, Keith Lee explains that he tried out for WWE 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
He tried out for FCW. He tried out for NXT twice. He got told by Dusty Rhodes and William Regal that he could be the next best thing. And Dusty Rhodes told him that he has something in him that is basking in greatness. That's when Keith Lee got the whole bass of his glory. He got it from Dusty. Two legends told him that he could be the next big thing, and they seen something in him, but WWE wouldn't take him. At that time, he wasn't even 300 pounds. He was smaller than what he was.
Yeah.
And he's still doing the same shit. And they literally said, like William said, he had to go back to the Indies. He had to work on his craft. He had to work on his ring work. He had to work on his mics. He said now Keith Lee is a top contender for the main roster, and they should be feared of what he's capable of as big as he is.
Basically,
they see something in Keith Lee.
In my opinion, since that first like month and a half, the match with Randy, the match with Drew, the match with Strowman, I think that the match with Strowman was the last good match he had, and since then they've booked him badly, or they're not allowing him to be him in the ring because something is just off, and I think that's what they're trying to allude to in this article. But it's not. Keith Lee is not the problem. I think it's the way they're presenting him is the problem.
I just sent you a picture. Who's that?
Oh yeah, I just saw it.
You didn't get it, Darth?
I forgot her name.
Oh,
I forgot her name in NXT, but boy, she got kicked too. She might be number 5. She might got that fifth spot.
It says she's in NXT. I've never seen her before.
Oh, I know, she must be new.
No, she's not new. She's been there. She just wrestled on a lot of NXT house shows before.
Oh,
but she got buns on her.
Yeah, she does.
Got the yams. Kelvin says WWE is upset with Snoop Dogg.
Yes, because he's apparently doing something with AEW. And because he now sings.
Okay, but he's not signed to a contract with them, so why the fuck do they care?
He sings Sasha Banks' theme music because they're cousins.
Okay, and what the fuck that mean? Like, okay,
because
like,
you know how
WWE gets jealous
because they're already replacing like everybody that had an interest theme from CFO. So I guess now they're gonna replace Sasha's music again because Snoop wants to work with AEW.
Like WWE got to understand, people love WWE and they're never gonna change. But AEW is an alternative for people to watch some shit. So if Snoop want to go over there to be around other wrestlers that he already know and been around, you can't stop them motherfuckers. You can't.
I got you, Kelvin.
Just like why didn't they get why didn't get mad with Shaq? How many times Shaq been there? Why didn't get mad with him? He don't write no songs with him, but he's always at their shit when they call for him. He showed up at AEW. I ain't see them getting pissed off with him.
People just want to be mad at Snoop, bro.
Damn, Kelvin, we haven't talked in a while. I gotta scroll down. All right, Kelvin. So yeah, that what were we just talking about? We were before which show are we working on? We were working on what? Impact? I think we're done with Impact, right?
Yeah, Impact.
Where do you want to go next? So like I said, we can talk about everything this week. Where do you want to go next? AEW, NXT?
Yeah, we go AEW.
AEW, all right.
Yeah, we go AEW. Get that over with.
So the night kicked off with obviously the overflow from Impact. Kenny Omega it didn't start with that. It started with the Young Bucks versus was it SCU?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And solid match, because SCU can work with just about anybody. That's one of their best qualities. And it wasn't necessarily a Young Bucks match, but obviously they always do their thing, but it was a good contrasting styles between the two.
It felt like the old Young Bucks before the whole super kick parties and the fame. Basically, they felt like Generation Me all over again.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm okay with that.
And they alluded to the fact that the Acclaimed are trying to get a match with them.
Wait, is the Acclaim fuck it, fuck the niggas. I'm at the end. I forgot.
Oh, okay. The picture Marv sent you was Joey Janela's girlfriend.
Yes, there you go.
Brandy Lauren.
Yeah, Brandy Lauren.
Yeah. Oh.
Why
is she with Joey Janela? Somebody please explain that.
The same reason why half these bitches with half the other wrestlers they know. Like shit, the fuck. I'm still trying to figure out why Big Swole got married to fucking Alexander because she looked more manly than he do. I feel like she got the strap and she be doing him. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little sidebar. So when they had a tag team match on WWE with Alexander and Benjamin had a little tag team match and they won.
Yeah.
I went on Twitter and I followed Big Swole.
Right.
Big Swole put a tweet and for verbatim. Look at that. Zaddy won. Now I need you to come home as fast as you can. Sincerely, your princess. And then she had a picture of some girl laid out with her legs spread open. It says insert here. And I'm looking at the comments, and it's mostly all AEW wrestlers and WWE superstars laughing. And somebody, I forgot wrestling, but they was like, I think Alexander need to go ahead and pack his bags and go ahead and get home as fast as he can before Raw started up again. Hold up. Fucking.
All right. The next match, the next segment, it was an interview with Tony Schiavone and Cody. But Cody didn't get very far, and out comes Sting. And Sting gave us his mission statement for AEW. Because the only thing that is sure about Sting is that nothing is for sure at all. Or I fucked that up, but whatever.
No, you said it right. The only thing sure about Sting is nothing is sure about Sting. And what's funny? That's the first time we get to see Sting legitimately smile.
Yeah.
And be happy where he's at.
Yeah.
Like WWE, he came in. It was great to see him there. He thought he was going to end his run there, do what he wanted to do, and leave. He didn't get it.
Seth Rollins fucked him up.
Didn't get it. Yeah, Impact, he didn't get it. WCW, he didn't get it. But legitimate. Him showing up AEW and coming out there and talking to Cody and having Art Anderson come out there and talk and say, I just want to make sure this is real. So this is none of my business. I'm going to leave. I said, that's what you do. You give somebody respect when they get in the ring. You don't stand there and just look oddball. But hearing Tony Schiavone give the It's Sting moment from WCW was like, oh, man, it brought back so many memories of hearing him yelled at when Sting used to drop from the ceiling or the lights would go out and he would be in the ring. I felt so happy to hear Sting told him to do that one more time. I was like, bro, I really hope Sting gets the real send-off that he fucking deserves.
And the most important thing about the promo, he promoted Darby Allin because he pointed up to the rafters. He pointed at him and said, basically said, that's me up there.
Yeah, and I'm so happy he did that. He's not like other wrestlers that are old and think they still got time left. Goldberg.
Fuck Goldberg.
Seriously, fuck him to the death. Like, it was cool seeing him come back. Cool, great. He did his thing. Fuck him. I don't want to see him there no more. He need to go somewhere, retire again. I'm tired of seeing this motherfucker thinking he still can wrestle with the youngest.
Yeah.
He can't.
Yeah.
This shit is whack. But
yeah.
To see Sting promote the next generation of wrestler and somebody that damn near is like him is like the best thing ever. Like that was I ain't gonna lie, that was like probably the best moment of his whole mission statement for AEW.
Mm-hmm. We had a backstage segment where Tony Schiavone interviewed Shaq and Brandy Rhodes. We finally have Shaq, weeks later after Jade Cargill's debut, and she said, Shaq is coming, or whatever she said about Shaq. And apparently him and Brandy Rhodes had a beef on Twitter that I didn't know about. Apparently he insulted her on Twitter, so they tried to squash it. But then he said something reckless at the end after he apologized, and then she threw water in his face.
I liked it. I ain't gonna lie. Even though Brandy had that damn arm brace on, but at the end of the night, that bitch was getting beat up and then had an arm brace on. Act like her arm didn't hurt no more.
Yeah.
It was still cool for a segment.
Yeah. We had the Inner Circle have their team meeting to decide if they were going to break up or not. How did Jericho put it? Sammy doesn't like MJF. Wardlow doesn't like Hager. Hager doesn't like Wardlow. Ortiz is indifferent. And Santana's so pissed off he didn't even show up to work.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. The Inner Circle with their little in-ring moments, I ain't gonna lie, are pretty good because it feels like it doesn't feel like it's something in the back they had to rehearse before they got out there, or they had to rehearse in the back and then the cameras had to roll for them to get it right. It just feels so more like they have real issues in real life, even though we know this is part of the story. But it feels more kayfabe than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Especially hearing Sammy Guevara says, "I don't trust you, and if you do something again to make me don't trust you," and he was like, "I'm quitting," and then looked at Jericho and told him in his face too. I said, "Ooh, the man that's your best friend, the man that you saw as a child, the man you get to wrestle with is your idol. You told him in his face that you don't trust this man, and you are ready to leave if something bad happens." I said, now that makes me want to see Sammy Guevara versus Chris Jericho, just for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm. We had.
Look, I'm telling you, AEW story right now is whoever they got right for this shit literally needs to go to WWE and start texting some people there and be like, "Look, bro, this is what you need to write, and this is how you need to do it."
Yeah, the last 3 weeks of Dynamite have been solid, absolutely solid.
Yes.
We had Kenny Omega and Don Callis show up in a helicopter because they just flew in from Nashville. Anyway, because even though that was actually taped like 2 weeks ago, because Impact tapes ahead. So that was taped on location. They had Josh Matthews fly out to wherever, and they just were on a random bus, and that's where they did the interview. So Omega and Don Callis showed up in a helicopter. They came to the ring, and they basically recapped the night before on Impact. Nothing too special in that promo.
If Kenny Omega keeps showing up on Impact, who would you want to see Impact show up on AEW?
Good Brothers. Who else? Eli Drake. I want Eli Drake to come over. No, I'm sorry. Eli Drake is in NWA now. Never mind. Never mind me. Because I have NWA on the brain.
What is his name? Oh my fucking god. That hangs with Shamrock.
Sami Callihan.
I would like to see Sami Callihan show up and confront Eddie Kingston.
Yes. Even though I don't like Sami Callihan, but that situation right there is a good one.
Yeah, because them two dudes are like the white and Spanish version of New Jack, just without the cocaine. Them motherfuckers hurt themselves, hurt whoever, and don't give two fucks about life. So I feel like that would be like the best match if they want to do a different, like a brand versus brand match of like two different companies. I feel like that would be the match to see it. Just let them have an all out brawl. Now this shit AEW had before when they was wrestling in the fucking football field and fucking Hangman Page coming running down the fucking 40-yard line in full steam in cowboy boots, or Matt Hardy getting thrown into the fucking pool that he grabbed water from the lake of reincarnation. No, fuck all that gimmick. Just had them show up and had these two dudes just go at it for however long the fuck they wanted to be.
Eddie Kingston left Impact before Sami Callihan showed up?
Yes.
Okay. Because I couldn't remember how far back Eddie Kingston left.
When Eddie Kingston left, Impact still had fans showing up to the show. When Sami Callihan showed up, Eddie Kingston had just left, and Sami Callihan showed up, and that's when they still had fans, but they were starting to die down, and then that's when COVID hit.
Oh, yes, Kelvin. How the hell does MJF have beef with Dionne Warwick? I saw it. I saw the tweet. But what the fuck? That was so random.
That's so left field. I don't understand where that even came from. Like, somebody else wrote it online. I was reading. I was like, I'm confused. When the fuck did this happen?
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Warwick.
Oh, Darth, while you find that, you didn't show off the WWET you have on today.
Oh, this right here. This is fire. Watch me live. This is a Liv Morgan t-shirt. This shit is fire.
I saw it for the show start, and I was like, "That's a Liv Morgan t-shirt." I said, "Oh yeah, I like that shit." And it's my colors: red, black, and white. What?
And this is like a limited edition one because normally the letters are bigger and it has like her silhouette in each letter. So this one's fire.
Might be look into that somebody online might be trying to sell one back.
Let's see. Let me see if I can speed read this article. The interaction between Warwick responded to on Twitter which noted MJF and Chris Jericho's late dinner de debonair segment, AEW Dynamite, yada yada yada, because it made the best performances of 2020 list. The musical that Chris Jericho and MJF did.
It should have. It was done different.
Dionne Warwick wrote, "This photo made me think I was booked somewhere to wrestle somewhere. I almost called my agent."
Damn.
That's where it started. Okay. Oh, and then MJF wrote, "You better pray you aren't, or you'd be in a world of pain, princess."
I just love the fact that MJF stays in character no matter what the hell he's doing.
Exactly. Keeping kayfabe.
I feel like while he writing tweets, he be taking a shit and still in character.
Probably.
Like, when MJF finally retired from wrestling, he's going to be the Undertaker of wrestling because he stays so kayfabe to the rarity. Matter of fact, they CM Punk kid, remember him?
Yes.
On Facebook, he posted pictures. Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins had a little get together, and they had some people from the Dark Order them show up. He took a picture with MJF. MJF looking in the background, looking at him like, "What the fuck are you doing, and why the fuck are you here?"
Yeah.
And I said, bro, it doesn't matter where MJF is at. He's just in character 24/7, 365.
All right. And in the spirit of giving everyone a fair chance this week, I watched NWA Shockwave. I don't know about you, but I watched it. This was episode 2 because last week they kicked off last week. The main event was Nick Aldis versus I forgot. But anyway, Nick Aldis was on the main event in the first episode. He defended the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship with an S on it, Worlds, because that's how they write it.
They got to be a little different.
Yeah. This week they kicked off with Camille versus Simone Cherie. Basically, it was a squash match. They made Camille look like a beast, and she is one beastly woman. She's been doing bodybuilding during COVID, and that is one jacked girl.
Yeah, she is. I don't know what the fuck supplements she taking, or she's shooting that bull testosterone shit from GTA 3, the GTA 4 on her foot. But Jesus Christ.
Between the toes. It's got to go between the toes.
Yeah. I go between the toes. They can't check that. It heals real fast. You'll never know.
Yeah. That's how you're supposed to do heroin too, but you didn't hear that from me.
I didn't have to. I got an uncle, so I already know this.
Shit. All right. We had a backstage segment. Aaron Stevens, he's I think it sounds like he's dodging Trevor Murdoch for a national championship match.
I keep forgetting that Trevor Murdoch is over there.
Yeah. And Aaron Stevens is fucking hilarious. Ever since he got a chance to just, be creative and he did the whole imposter Miz thing, I love Aaron Stevens. I mean,
bro, I'm not gonna lie. When he did the Miz thing, even the Miz said it. The Miz said, I asked Vince, can he be like my stunt double? And we do little shit here and there. He said, I think that's gonna make me look more heelish. He said, no, all it did was make that motherfucker look better.
Yeah. I mean, I loved what he did as the what did he call himself, the intellectual savior. But once he broke that and he was gave more freedom with the Miz thing, genius. Freaking genius,
bruh.
He's not the best wrestler.
Intellectual lecture. He's not.
He's not the best wrestler, but for what he does, he's genius.
The intellectual lecture of him is Damian Sandow. When he got the Money in the Bank, he turned that to a leather regular briefcase with the embroidery on it. I said, bro, that's the most hard body. It was an
attaché case, not a briefcase. An
attaché
case.
I'm sorry, you're right. Attaché case. I'm sorry, attaché case in mocha brown.
Yeah.
With the real leather stitching.
Yep.
It was the best case ever. I was like, bro, everybody else had their little cool little sticker, airbrush, all that shit was great. But to have a legit one custom made for you, it's like getting a damn belt custom made. That's something different. Nobody else is going to do that and get that.
It's too bad that WWE Shop wasn't like going nuts with like things you see on TV at the time, because if they had sold those then, I'm sure they probably could have charged like $800 like the Fiend belt.
Yeah, because that was a legit fucking one. Like it wasn't no fake little metal briefcase that you could buy from any Walmart or Target. It was a legit fucking case, and I was like, Jesus Christ, bro, this junk is legit. And I actually, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't care for him in that run, but I sure wanted that damn fucking case.
Yeah. The main event was a former AEW wrestler, Priscilla Kelly, taking on NWA Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa, because somehow this episode is not in canon with Dynamite, because Thunder Rosa still has the title, even though she lost to Serena Deeb, and Serena Deeb was on Dynamite the next night with the title. So the canon is out of order. But regardless, Priscilla Kelly, Thunder Rosa, they went like 35 minutes, women's match, fucking awesome. I suggest you watch this.
Yes.
And they didn't do anything twice. They didn't do anything phony. They didn't need weapons. They didn't need, fighting outside the ring excessively. This was two girls in the middle of the ring going at it like Edge and Randy Orton for 35 minutes.
Yeah, like I said, most women wrestlers don't really get a limelight in the wrestling industry unless you in the independent circuit. Independent circuit, they don't give a damn what you do. You can fight guys, you can have hardcore matches, you can do whatever you want. But once you get to like a main show, no, you're a pretty face. We need you to not get hurt, and we need you to make sure that you do stuff and look cute and dress presentable or sexy. It defeats the purpose of want to be a wrestler.
Yeah, and hopefully Thunder Rosa being part time on the AEW women's roster can teach some of these girls to be a wrestler, not just a pretty face, along with Serena Deeb, because I feel like that's why the two of them are there.
I'm hoping that's why they're there. Because if not, then shit. Like, they're just paying them to show up and outdo them girls.
Yeah, hopefully she can bring people like Britt Baker to the next level.
Yeah, Britt Baker need to be to the next level, because right now I feel like she is slacking in her talent.
Because her promo game is still on point. Because remember when she first went heel and we were like, what the fuck is she doing? And then a month later, we were like, yo, this chick is cool as fuck. Basically, it was Bayley all over again, because when Bayley turned heel, we were like, what the fuck is she doing? And then a couple months later, it was like, yo, Bayley's mad cool.
Yeah, it was weird to see Bayley be heel, because we was like, Bayley's been the most happy-go-lucky person we ever seen her since NXT. She's been the most happy-lucky-go person to come out to destroy the wacky inflatable two men. Mm-hmm. That's right, I can say that junk easily. And come out there with the haircut, got rid of the ponytail that we were so used to seeing, start wearing a darker outfit, start being more heelish. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Who told her to go be fucking heel? Like, that's not her, but down the road it worked for her, so shit, I can't be mad.
Yeah, and while we're on the topic of NWA, last night, I'm not sure what promotion this was under, but Nick Aldis versus Brian Pillman Jr.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm happy WWE is not looking at Brian Pillman Jr. because they don't want no more second or third gen wrestlers for people that they had before that passed away for some weird reason. But I like Brian Pillman Jr. because he looked just like his fucking dad. That shit is fucking creepy.
Yeah, it really, really. Well, I'm not gonna say it's creepy, but it's coincidence.
I say it's creepy for the simple fact that him and Chris Benoit's son they just look like their dads. Like, you cannot say, oh, well, yeah, he kind of favored. No, you're like looking right at the man that used to wrestle in this business, just younger, and it's like, damn, son, you don't get many wrestlers look like that. Like, Randy don't look like his father. Randy stay in shape. His dad was a bigger dude. Cody and Dustin don't look like their dad now, but when they get older, they're gonna start favoring him. But them dudes, they look like they just straight copy and paste.
Mm-hmm. Your boys, the Gorillas of Destiny, they won the World Tag League in New Japan this past week.
I don't like the fact that what's called cut his hair and cut his beard. Now that nigga look weird.
Toma Tonga looks Dominican now. With the short hair and no beard.
He looks
Dominican, like fresh off the boat Dominican.
I forgot who sent that to me. I think Calvin sent it to me a picture of him. And I was like, who the fuck is this dude? He said his name. I said, no fucking way. I gotta go look at this. I was like, holy shit, he cut the beard and then he cut the hair. I said, nah, he don't look Samoan. He don't look like Tomatonga. He looked like his name should be Tyrone Rodriguez.
No, hell, his brother doesn't look Samoan either. Because he cut his hair. He still has the beard, but he doesn't look, he's got short hair too.
Yeah, but at least his brother kind of favored, like, his brother looks like he could be partly black or some shape, form, fashion. Tomatonga, like, he just straight Spanish as hell. He don't look like he nowhere from Alice Samoa. Yeah, because his brother's hair is still, like, fluffy, like, you know, like the faux hawk he kind of has. Yeah, like the only people from Samoa you see hair like that is rare because all their hair is like how Romans is. Yeah. Hell, remember Rocky Maivia when he showed up and his shit? It was just straight hair that was just like it was perm. It like it was flat iron, perm, and dead right before they came out. Every time they did the show. Yeah. His fucking Tomatonga brother looked like he was born in the hood and he just had the nappiest of all his nappy hair. Yeah. So with that, all of the Bullet Club tag teams, original Bullet Club tag teams, are champions. The Young Bucks, the Good Brothers, and now Gorillas of Destiny are all some sort of champion. It's fucking crazy. We have a Bullet Club champion group that's not a Bullet Club champion group. And it's going to be weird for a while to me. It's going to be weird that all these guys doing this. Yeah, and with that, it's 8:00. And we went through a whole episode without talking about Raw or SmackDown. That's how good of a week of wrestling it was. You got any other news before we wrap up? Marv cued the music extra early. All right, I've been Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior. What a week it was. Alex? I'm Alex the fucking Hill. And good night, Gnarly Marv. We're out of here.